Okay, when we start doing our projects, we use a lot of stock footage. So I've got a couple of stock footages copied here in Hossein VFX stock footage. They are like fire, muzzle flashes, particle hits, powder hits. And I've got this bullet bursts as well. Where they are? Where they are? Yeah, you see that I've got here wall hits. I'm gonna use these movies to create the effects that it hits on the wall. So what they are just like ready, prepare, pre-shot footages of wall hits from top or side. So this is one of them, for example. You see, it's from top, from like right, but it should be positioned in 3D way. Okay, I start bringing my footage. Let's start editing and compositing bullet hits. The first two shots are quite good. I'm just use not all of that, just part of it. So maybe the first one, let's have a look at the first one. He just runs away. There's a lot of motion blur. I just use okay, so you see that the bullets aren't going to be shot like up to like here. I select the whole sequence, and I just probably need up to here. So I press N on keyboard and then right click here, trim comp area, and I don't want to track the camera for the beginning. So I just want to track the camera from like here, where the bullets start to get shot. So what I do, I select that one, Alt Shift D. No, what was that? I duplicate the layer, Control D, select this one, Alt right bracket, select that one, Alt left bracket. So actually what I did, I just, you don't see anything here, but what I did, I just cut the shot into two pieces because I didn't want to apply the effects on all of that. So look for 3D camera tracker in your effects, drag and drop it on your on that part that you're going to track. I'm going to track the second part of the shot, and you see that it starts analyzing. What was the camera angle of view? Do you know that? Did you record it? Did you write that down? What a visual effects supervisor you are. Anyway, the camera just got tracked. You see that? So you can see that all of I can see that it gives me a kind of like visual representative of that. So you see that the shots got tracked like that. Now I click here and say create camera. The camera got created here. So this is the camera that if I go to like here, if I click on custom view 1, look at that. So this is the camera that has been generated. You see that that camera looks like the camera that has been used in this shot. So it's like pretty similar to the actual camera that has been used. Let me go back to the active camera. So what if I start, so let's say I add a solid layer here. I add a solid layer, and on top I assign a grid on that solid layer. Grid. And yeah, so, and I drag and drop it behind the 3D camera, and I make sure that it turns into 3D object. So, and then I go, you can start, so let's say I go to the custom view. You see that it's here. I'm gonna move it forward, and I'm gonna rotate it using, not the other, oh, okay, rotate it around X direction. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. Let's go back to the active camera. You see that there, select. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to use find a proper positioning of just a grid guide. So look at the grid. I can just extend it down there. So you see that the grid is like on the floor. Or just duplicate that, rotate it on Y direction, use the rotation tool. Yeah. Go back to the active camera. I just want to use it as the wall. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that one. No, I want to grab that one. Okay. Rotate it better. Well, all what I do is just to try to make sure that the tracking works fine. So these are just guide objects, just to make sure that the tracking works fine. So yeah, let's look at the wall. You see that it just stuck on the wall. So those trackings looks fine. So I just turn them off. That's fine. I can start bringing the bullet bursts. So let's go to the bullet hits. No, the other one, wall hits, stock footage. I'm gonna use. Let's see what we got here. Bullet hit spark. What's that? Oh, it's just. Oh, that's just the spark, not the hit. So maybe I just grab like 4 of them or 5 of them and just bring them into the project folder, and then I'll add them onto the shots, but as a 3D object, as a 3D layer. So let's say I start with bullet 5. Let's see what a bullet 5 is. Bang, not bad. So let's say I bring it in. That's bullet 5. I just reposition that so that happens like, let's say here now. Here on here. I move the timing so that it hits like right away now. Here. and it should be 3D object. And so once it gets turned into 3D object, I can use the rotation and rotate it around. So it's like, and just Y direction, yeah, kind of, and just a bit of an X direction, yeah. And I need to adjust the color. Curve, grab a curve, drag and drop onto that. So you see that I've got lots of red, boost up red, a bit of green. Oh no, maybe lower down the blue. I make it a bit transparent, T, like 80% opaque. So you see that it just gets burst over there. But you see that here the tracking didn't work well at this time, because it gets burst here. Let me go to the RGB. Let's make it a wee darker. So let's see. I'm gonna B and then N here. You will see. I'm gonna show you how it works. Fit. Press 0. You wait. I'm gonna turn off the sound. So look at the bullet burst. At the beginning it's fine, but then it starts to slide. So that's where I have to animate that. So it shows that the tracking didn't work perfectly well. So first of all, let's go back to the 0 and then Alt left bracket. Nothing, I don't. Okay, the tracking is fine if I zoom in. So I'm gonna animate that one. So I press P and the tracking is fine. If I just compare the positioning of the arrow with that black image on top, so I keyframe the position. So here I just have to move it back, and here move it back again. And here maybe completely out of the scene. No, not that much. And then out of the scene. Okay, so actually I contributed to the tracking. So let's press 0 again. Okay, that should do. Because it's a very wide angle lens, so the tracking doesn't work properly on the edges. Maybe it works perfect inside the shot. So I'm gonna add other bullet bursts. I grab another one, go to the project, grab another one, bring it in. So before, let's see how it works. Like bang, that's a nice one as well. I add it like, let's turn it into a 3D layer first, and then add it like, change the size. Maybe add it on top, somewhere around here. So I'm gonna rotate around Y direction. So you see that it bangs, gets hit. Oh. I wanted to start later, so like bang. Maybe a bit further back on X direction. So you see it needs to get animated as well. So I just reposition that better, like maybe on top of this blue thingy. So because I use that as an indicator to animate that. So yeah, let's position that on top of the blue. And then I start animating that. Select the layer, press P. So you see that there's a tracking plus an animation of the layer. Keyframe, go forward. It should be on top of the blue. Let's keep it on top of the blue. And then on top of the blue. Okay, let's review the shots. Fit 0. So you see the second one works nice. Bang, it's on the wall. But it's like very greenish. I'm gonna remove the green out of that and just do a couple of color grading. Add a curve on that layer. Less green, a bit of blue. Oh no, less maybe blue. And go to the RGB, make it a bit darker. That should be fine. Bang, yeah. Same way you can keep adding, different layers again and again. So what you see here, so if I go to the custom wheel, you will see that what is happening. So the camera is moving forward, and you see that those two layers are positioned. Oh, sorry. Are positioned, in regard to the camera. So yeah, let's add another layer, and that's fine. That's done. Easy peasy. What about this one, this shot? That one is like, oh, I don't like that one. Maybe the second one. Oh, that's better. Second one here, it should be a 3D layer, and second one should start a wee later. Maybe now. Ooh. Okay, that's cool. Smaller, press S, make it smaller. Position it like rotation around Y, and then a bit up around X direction, more on Y. Yeah, kind of. Still smaller. Add it here around, so it's like bang. So I'm gonna review the whole shot, whole sequence. 0, bang, bang, bang. So that last one works fine. I'm gonna grab, quite like the coloring of the one on top, so I just grab the curves color grading of that one and apply it to the other two. So that one is the one I like, so I grab the curve and I paste it here, and also I remove the curve on that one and paste this one, so all of them would be consistent. So let's review that again. Okay, they're too red, so it's good to make them a bit desaturated. Just grab a saturation, hue saturation on that one, less saturation. How can I figure that out? Yeah, less saturation. You see, a lot of saturation, just less saturation. And then you can copy and paste that effect on the other two as well. Here, paste, here, paste. So review that again, 0. Yeah, that's better. So what I did, a 3D camera tracking. It gives a 3D camera to you, but then you have to add a couple of layers, and all these layers has to be turned into 3D using clicking this little box here. You can change your view to different views, you know, just to make sure that all the different elements work fine in your shot. Look from custom view, front, top, and you know, from top, this is how it works. The camera moves forward, and the different layers got animated based on the camera positioning. So you got like an actual 3D scene in After Effects, which is very helpful. Perfect. I'm going to save that